losing an alarming number of children to the city's gun violence epidemic. In the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic, that was a huge fear for so many, including grade school coaches who were deeply worried about children not having in-person schooling and after-school athletics and activities. In July 2020, the Frankfort High School football team lost 15-year-old Angelo Walker. His case still unsolved. We were unable to get in touch with his family, who have since moved out of the city, but his football coach, Bill Seitzma, lives with his and others' loss every day. Transitioning from the field to the sidelines, Bill Seitzma says football is still his passion.
No matter what, the fact is we have to have programs and activities for our kids.
One that's brought a lot of purpose as he transitioned from player to coach, and in recent years, unexpected pain.
It's a little over 2 years and it's still difficult to think about.
Before COVID-19, as head coach of the Frankfort High School football team, Coach Seitzma lost 2 players. When the pandemic hit in March of 2020, schools closed for in-person learning and after-school activities, including athletics, canceled. No outlet, no safe space. A huge worry for Coach Seitzma that only continued into the summer.
You know, the summer before we did game nights on Friday nights where we had the players come in just so they could be off the streets. So definitely when schools and activities were shut down at that point, it was a big worry. And sure enough, I still remember that July night, you know, getting that text message that he was shot.
His 15-year-old sophomore player, Angelo Walker, was shot and killed July 5th while riding his bicycle, according to Philadelphia police. It happened just before 8:30 p.m. on Nassau Road. 2 other men, 36 and 35 years old, were also wounded in the shooting.
No kid deserved to die.
Seitzma says he met with Angelo and his mom just a few months before, right before COVID-19 closed schools.
And we were talking about, you know, he really wanted to try to make football work, and we were discussing a plan, like what he needed to do academically, athletically, how to train, just how young, full of life he was. You know, he's a vibrant kid, and you know, just it's really tough when you see something like that happen, and what it does to his family, what it does to your team, what it does to everybody involved.
The team did finally have a season the following spring and made a memorial for Angelo that they kept on the sideline. Organizations like the Earth's Foundation reached out to help.
It was a big effort to really get us through that year. Like, getting through that spring football season was really, really, really tough. It just didn't feel right. Like, it really didn't.
Seitzma took a step back from coaching and joined Open Door Abuse Awareness and Prevention, or ODAP's Board of Directors, another organization that helped his team in the weeks after Angelo's murder. Seitzma became vocal about safely getting kids back in sports in the midst of a pandemic. Action to move forward, but when it came to Angelo, time stood still. 2 years later, no arrests.
When will we know the full story of what happened and why Angelo lost his life? We have this culture where in the streets and that, you know, you can't come forward, that if you know something, you have to bottle it up. I mean, on the other part of that, you have people who are grieving, you have families who are grieving, and it's really not fair.
That culture is something Seitzma talks with his players about. He doesn't know how an arrest would make him feel.
Kids lost a friend, they lost a brother.
But he knows Angelo and his family deserve it.
It doesn't change any of the facts. It doesn't bring Angelo back. I pray for the closure for his family. I know his family really struggled with this. And so if it brings them closure, I really hope they find resolution in this case and find whoever's responsible for his murder.